technological foundation. It's the first step to building the system. And specifically, we're going to be going over two things today. First is your email. Second, I'm going to give you a brief overview of different technological ecosystems. Now, before you say, Neil, I already have an email, let me tell you something. GamerBoy99 isn't going to get you anywhere. For those of you who have a professional email, great. But for those of you who don't, now's the time to make one. And it's super simple. Take your first name and your last name, put them together. And at the end, if that username is taken, which most of the time it is, for example, for me, it's Neil Patel. My email isn't neilpatel@gmail.com because there's like a million Neil Patels in the world. Instead, it's Neil Patel 118. My birthday is August 11th, so I put the day and then the month, so 118@gmail.com. You can do that for yourself. I've seen it work really well for a lot of people. If that is taken as well, sometimes you put a period between Neil and Patel. Sometimes you can put your middle initial. For me, it would be Neil S. Patel 118@gmail.com. Those are all the variety of different options that you can use, and one of them will work. And if it doesn't, again, just reach out and I'll try to help where I can. There's two more things you need to keep in mind when it comes to your email. First, have a proper signature. Put your name in bold caps, change the size, just make it look clean, fresh, and professional. Make sure there's a sincerely at top so you don't have to type it in every time. You can use warm regards, whatever you honestly like. And after your name, you can link your LinkedIn in there, or you can put your phone number, however you would like to do it. Customize it to yourself, but make sure you have a proper signature. And the second piece is always using proper format when you're emailing. I email with my brother back and forth every day, and we just kind of got into the habit of doing that because when we first started working on building the system and getting him incorporated into the process, he didn't have a phone, so the only way for us to communicate was through email. So I told him, you can't use yo or emojis or whatever else that you like to text with. None of that. Proper format, professional, it's good practice, and it feels right. It's email. That's what it's meant to be. I'll make sure to put a link in the description that walks you through proper email format. But now, onto the fun stuff. Technological ecosystems. There's three of them. At least, there's three big ones. Google has their own ecosystem, Apple has their own ecosystem, and Microsoft has their own ecosystem. Now, within each ecosystem, there's two pieces, the hardware and the software. Now, let's take Apple for example. Hardware would be iPod, iPhone, MacBooks. That's all hardware that Apple makes. But they also have their own software, their own applications that they use. Apple actually calls it iOS, operating software. Don't tell me why they put the I in front of everything. So why does this matter? Again, the technical foundation is us gathering the tools necessary to allow the system to work. And as you're going to see in just a second, we're going to be using hardware and software from different ecosystems to put it together. Now, you can customize it to yourself. I'm just going to share with you what I personally use. As far as hardware goes, I have a MacBook Pro and an iPhone. I really enjoy using Notes and Reminders, which are two Apple applications. They sync super well between the two devices, and I use them all the time to keep my daily tasks on point. Outside of Apple hardware and software, I also use Google software. That is why I set up my email through Gmail, so that I have access to all of Google's applications and other software. Now, there's going to be one piece of software that we use quite a bit, and that's Google Calendar. It's an application that comes when you create a Google account, and we're going to use it to create our daily process, which we're going to chat more about in a later video. Key concept: email is important. Make it clean, make it professional, use it. Also, we're going to be getting very familiar with reminders, notes, and Google Calendar, especially as we keep progressing throughout this program. And your action item? Simple. Create a professional email, preferably Gmail. And once you have that done, get ready, because next we're going to be chatting about the Apple thought experiment.